Hey guys, welcome to Southern Gal True Crime. We cover missing persons, cold cases, and some current true crime in the news. Tonight I have some information I'm going to bring to you about Brian Keith Freeman. Brian Keith Freeman is currently wanted by the FBI for the killing of his fiancée Lynn in 2017 in Ward, Arkansas. Now, there are two theories currently about Brian Keith Freeman. The first theory is that he is alive and well, and he is on the run and hiding. The second theory is that after he killed Lori, that he went off and did himself in. Now this theory has been thrown around because after he killed Lori, he disappeared, and I can't remember how long it was afterwards, but his truck was found in Texas, parked in a field. All his belongings were in there, cell phones, ID, wallet. He was nowhere to be found. Now the theory on that is either one, it was staged, and he had a friend or acquaintance come pick him up and they took off, or that second theory is that he went off into the woods and offed himself. So, I will be bringing you all that information that I have. It's a very sad case. It's been in the news. It happened in, like I said, 2017. But Lori's family and friends, of course, have been, they need closure, they need justice, whether he be alive or not. They just need some closure. So, I will bring you that information, but first, as always, we have our missing person from neverforgottenarkansas.gov, which is the Arkansas Missing Persons Database. And tonight, our featured missing person is Amaya Unique Bradley. Amaya is only 15 years old. She is a black female, 5 foot 6 inches tall, 191 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. She went missing on June 10th of this year, so just about exactly a month ago, from Hot Springs, Arkansas. And this is a picture of Amaya. So if you have any information, I will give you a phone number that you can call. Even if you don't have any information, please share this video, like, comment on this video, share her picture, share her information to keep her name out there, so she will not be forgotten. And hopefully we can bring this young lady home. Once again, okay, let me give you the number to call. You can contact the Hot Springs Police Department at 501-321-6789. Once again, Amaya Unique Bradley, missing from Hot Springs, Arkansas. Alright, with that very important information taken care of, we will get to Mr. Brian Keith Freeman. And let's see, what do I want to get to go to first? Alright, we'll start with this one. It has all the information, and this article is from fox16.com, which is one of our local TV stations, and this is from 4 years ago. Arkansas's Most Wanted, the hunt for Brian Freeman. Brian Keith Freeman first met Lori Hannah back in 2016. Like most relationships, the Ward couple were inseparable. Freeman was a hard-working laborer, described by many as charming, loving, and supportive. Hannah was outgoing and a single mother who worked from home. It didn't take long for the two to connect and take the relationship to the next level. But no one had any idea that the next level would result in tragedy and a nationwide search for an accused killer. Just a year and a half into their relationship, Freeman proposed to Lori. But the so-called honeymoon did not last long. According to Deputy Jeremy Hammonds with the U.S. Marshals, the engagement quickly unraveled. He described the relationship as tumultuous and that Freeman was extremely jealous of her, very controlling, and eventually Hannah couldn't take it anymore and called off the engagement. Now, as anybody who follows true crime and domestic violence knows, the most dangerous time of this kind of situation is when the usually the woman is trying to get out of the relationship and leave. That is usually when very bad things happen, unfortunately. When she finally left him, separated, or terminated the relationship, he just couldn't deal with that. He begged and pleaded to get back together with her, said Hammonds. But Hannah refused to let him back into her life, a decision that investigators believe resulted in her tragic death. Like I said, that is when the woman tries to leave, that is the most dangerous time. In late March, and I believe it was, the exact date was around March 22nd, of 2017, U.S. Marshals say Hannah's sister received what she called a bizarre text message from Freeman's sister. Hammonds told Fox 16's Kevin Kelly Freeman's mother had actually reached out to her, Hannah's sister, and told her that she had spoken with Brian and that there may be something wrong with Lori and that she needed to go check on her sister. Now, I cannot imagine getting a phone call like that about, I don't have a sister, but I have two brothers, or about any member of my family. My brothers, my mom, any, nieces, nephews, any member of my family. That would just be a horrific phone call, or, phone call information to get. So Hannah's sister rushed over to her house, and when she arrived, police were already there along with homicide detectives and crime tape. Inside was the body of Lori Hannah. So she was deceased. And this is a picture of Brian Keith Freeman. And I will show you, there's more pictures of him. He has a lot of tattoos, so he would be very easy to spot, to identify. Hammonds says investigators quickly turned their attention to Freeman, and for good reason. According to authorities, Freeman had sent his mother a startling text message the night before Hannah's body was found, saying that he had killed her. Can't get much more blunt than that. And he didn't stop there, according to Hammonds. He had made some phone calls reaching out to other people and said he had done a bad thing. Yes, indeed. But by the time all this had surfaced, authorities say Freeman was on the run and has been ever since that tragic day. Marshals got their first clue as to where Freeman might be when his truck was located nearly 350 miles away in Royce City, Texas. Hammond said it looked as if the truck was driven off the road and just parked and abandoned. Inside the truck, authorities found Freeman's car keys along with his wallet and ID, but no clear or apparent sign of where Freeman was or might have gone. That area has been thoroughly searched. It's been searched with search dogs and search teams, and still no sign of Freeman. It's possible that he left on foot or had someone meet him there and take him somewhere else. But there's another scenario being investigated by Hammonds. Freeman was known to throw the self-harm line out there a lot. He would talk to females and say he was depressed or upset, and he would win them over by making them feel sorry for him, said Hammonds. So this guy, in my opinion, sounds like a psychopath. Just my opinion. Okay. I immediately asked Hammond if he was buying the self-harm possibility, and his response was no. And I tend to believe no too. So where is Brian Keith Freeman? More than 2 years have passed since the killing, and Hammond says no matter what, he will find Freeman. He is number one. I'm the lead investigator on this case, but it's definitely the number one priority for the Eastern District of Arkansas in our office, Hammond said. Hundreds of tips and possible sightings have been investigated, and others are still actively being looked at, but so far, no positive confirmations. Let's see if I can make these. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it on here. When I edit the video, I will put some these bigger pictures up to get a better view of the tattoos, because he does have lots of very distinctive tattoos. Well, here what makes him stand out in a crowd, though, are his numerous tattoos. Here's one. He's got some kind of symbols. I have no clue what they are on the side of his arm. And he also has, you can't tell from this one, but it's apparently a star on, I believe, both elbows. It's black, and they're outlined in red, I believe. Yes, it says, we tell people to look for those black stars with red outlines on his elbows. He's also got a few other tattoos around his body, according to Hammonds. And here's another picture of those symbols on both arms, both forearms. Another carrot being dangled out to the public that might help solve this case, a $10,000 reward. U.S. Marshals are determined to track Freeman down, and Hammond says it will happen, and it doesn't matter whether he is dead or alive. If you have seen Freeman, heard from him, or know where he might be, call the U.S. Marshals at 501-324-6256. And it doesn't mention it here, but I would suggest and say that do not approach him. He is a very dangerous individual. Call 911 if you happen to see this individual. Alright, I think that's all of that article. And now, there were 2 individuals who were arrested and charged for maybe aiding and abetting, helping him hide out. So I have an article about that I will bring to you. And this is from arkansasonline.com. And it is from 2019. A 42-year-old Central Arkansas man pleaded guilty Thursday to making a false statement to federal law enforcement officers to aid the escape of a friend in 2017 who is wanted on a capital murder charge. The friend, Brian Keith Freeman, 41, of Ward, Arkansas, which is, once again, not too far from where I live. I actually have a client that I work with in Ward. So I kind of know almost exactly where the residence is where Lori was killed, which is creeps me out a little bit. It creeps me out a whole lot. Alright. The friend, Brian Keith Freeman, 41, of Ward, is still facing the charge in the death of his fiancée, 36-year-old Lori Hanna, in March 2017. He was last seen in Texas on the afternoon of March 23, 2017, just hours after police in Ward, which is in Arkansas once again, found Hanna's body in the couple's Lonoke County home, according to Bill Sadler, spokesman for the Arkansas State Police. David Counts was charged alongside Melissa Brock of Alexander with making false statements in 2017 and 2018 to U.S. Marshals who are looking for Freeman. Sadler said relatives of Freeman called police the day after the killing after receiving text messages from him saying he had killed Lori last night. He said city police officers went to the single-story frame home at 121 Pentar Street in Ward and found Hannah deceased in a bedroom from a cut throat. The Lonoke County Prosecuting Attorney's Office then contacted the state police for assistance. According to an affidavit filed in federal court on April 20th, 2017, the state police agency then sought the help of the U.S. Marshals Service, reporting that Freeman had made a phone call to a friend stating that he knew he had messed up and stated that they were never going to see him again. Police said the call originated from the Sulphur Springs, Texas area. Now, whether or not he meant that they were never going to see him again because he was going to go on the run, or they were never going to see him again because he was going to do himself in, we don't know. The affidavit, which led to the issuance of a federal warrant charging Freeman with traveling in interstate commerce to avoid prosecution, said Freeman's Dodge Ram pickup was found abandoned a week later near Royce City, Texas, with his wallet and 2 cell phones inside. In another affidavit filed a year later in federal court, a deputy U.S. Marshal said that during an investigation by the Eastern Arkansas Fugitive Task Force, deputy marshals learned that Freeman had been living with Melissa Brock and her husband Earl Brock just before the slaying. The affidavit, which led to the charges against Melissa Brock and counts, said, no, this is getting down to brass tacks here about evidence. The affidavit, which led to the charges against Melissa Brock and counts, said Melissa Brock initially lied about some of the details of the night of March 22nd, 2017, when she drove Freeman at his request to Hannah's house in Ward, twice letting him out while she circled the block and then picking him up in front of the house. But when interviewed again in October of 2017, she disclosed that she had seen blood in her vehicle after picking Freeman up from Hannah's house, and also revealed that Counts had helped Freeman stage his vehicle in Texas and had people meet him there to help him elude authorities, according to the affidavit. It says she also disclosed that Freeman had a new phone number through which he maintained contact with Counts and a woman named Michelle Bice. Now, in my opinion, now I don't know all the laws, I'm not a lawyer. I'm assuming, though, that if all this is true, that these people that allegedly helped him need to be held accountable as well. Even if they never find Brian Keith Freeman, and this is just my opinion, these people should be held accountable in the death of Lori Hannah. All right. Counts, who was interviewed by federal agents on January 10th, 2018, admitted to U.S. District Judge Christine Baker that he initially lied to investigators about seeing blood in the back of the Suburban and about later having contact with Freeman. And he said, "I'm done lying to marshals, Your Honor." Well, good for you. All right. The affidavit notes that in the marshals' 2017 interview with the Brocks, Earl Brock told the marshals that about 12:30 a.m., hours after he and his wife had taken Freeman to the home in Ward and then took him back to their house in Alexander, he was bottle feeding a goat outside his home when he saw a fire in the yard and ran over to extinguish it. He told the marshals that Freeman had started the fire. The marshals said they later recovered burned clothing, including blue jeans, t-shirt material, and sweatshirt material from the spot where the fire was set. So that says to me that Brian Keith Freeman was destroying evidence of his crime. Alright, so that is that information. And I believe I have one more article. Now after, let me find the article. Where'd it go? There it is. After Freeman's truck was found in Texas, of course, the U.S. Marshals searched, and in January of 2020, they started searching for remains. Like I said, theory is he could have offed himself. Personally, in my opinion, I don't believe he did. I think he's still out there somewhere hiding. Possibly people are helping hide him. Those people also should be held accountable. So we will see what this says. U.S. Marshals searching for remains of Arkansas murder suspect. The U.S. Marshal Service is conducting a coordinated search called Operation Backtrack for the remains of fugitive Brian Keith Freeman, who is wanted for capital murder and unlawful flight to avoid prosecution out of the Eastern District of Arkansas from 2017, the agency said in a press release. Authorities will be searching a rural area in Roy City, Texas on January 14th through the 16th, and this was in, once again, 2020, in pursuit of Freeman to bring closure to the victim's family. He is accused of killing his ex-fiancée, Lori Hanna, in Ward, Arkansas on March 22nd, 2017. Judy West is Lori Hanna's mother. West said she just wants this all to be over. And I feel so bad, as always, for especially her mother, her family, her friends. They need closure. They deserve closure. They deserve justice. And some might say, how can, you know, if Brian Keith Freeman is not alive, how can you have justice? I don't really know, but maybe just finding his remains would help in some way. Lori's mom says, I do hope they find something. It's time to let Lori rest. West said she has mixed feelings about the search party. I know if they find his remains, there's another mother out there that loses a child, she said, which is very bittersweet to me. And that is very, very strong lady that has just the compassion and empathy for the mother of the man who killed her child. Which the mother had nothing, you know, you can do everything in the world to raise your children right and teach them right, and somewhere along the way something goes wrong and there's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. Officials say the investigation has indicated that Freeman's last telephone call originated in Texas near his abandoned truck. The Marshal Service for the Eastern District of Arkansas said Freeman's truck was found abandoned in a field in Royce on March 30th, 2017. If they find his remains, then I can put that behind me, West said, and maybe deal with losing her, because I don't think I've done that yet. For more information about the investigation, visit the Justice for Lori Facebook page, and I will put a link to that in the description box. So please go and visit it. Alright, so that is the information on Brian Keith Freeman. Let's see if I can make this big enough to read. Okay. Name, Brian Keith Freeman, also known as Kiwi, apparently is one of his nicknames. Of course, he's male, white or white Hispanic. His birthday is 2/19/1976. He is 5'7", approximately 200 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. He's several tattoos on his arms, left arm. Like I said, the most distinct one they said to look out for is the, get my elbow up here, stars on both of his elbows that are black with red outline. Like I said, he has a bunch of tattoos, so he should not be very hard to spot. Unless, of course, he could have covered the tattoos or wore clothing that covers them. But, and like I said, I will try to include, when I edit the video, put some better pictures of on here of the tattoos. Alright, so once again, if you have any information regarding Brian Keith Freeman or the killing of his fiancee, Lori Hanna, please call the either 911 or the U.S. Marshal Service. Okay, I think that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you for watching. Please share this video, like this video, comment. The more likes, shares, comments it gets, the more it gets out to more people. That's the goal of this channel, is to get information out about these cases to as many people as possible. And if you wouldn't mind, if you like what we do here at Southern Gal True Crime, please do subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you'll get notifications of when I upload new videos. I try to do two to 3 videos a week, depending on my very hectic work schedule. Usually do a missing persons case, maybe a cold case of the week, and then on the weekends, usually on Sunday, I may lighten it up a little bit and do some stuff. I usually do a stupid criminal or a stupid criminals feature. Those are pretty popular videos I do. So anyway, please check it out. Once again, thanks for watching. Until next time, please take care of yourselves. Be careful out there and take care of each other. Thanks. Bye-bye.